going to start out, before I start reading my information, explaining this the best way I can. They do not need chips, okay? Your brain, all right, so if I have a cell phone in my hand. So if I lay two cell phones next to each other and I dial a number, only one of them's going to ring. Okay. So because that cell phone has a receiver and the number is tied to the receiver. Okay. So the cell phone's the receiver. Then the number is a specific thing to call up the receiver and interact with it. Okay. So each of your neural signatures, your brain has a neural signature. EEG neural signature has been proven undoubtedly. Each person's different and unique, okay? So you need to think of your neural signature as a cell phone number. So everybody's cell phone has different numbers. Everybody's brain signature's different. Okay, so if that's all they need. A brain signature can receive frequencies and radiation. You can dial up a brain signature and attack it with frequencies, just like you can dial a cell phone and talk and make it ring. So there's no difference. And the technology's been proven and it exists. So if I want to target you, I dial up your unique brain frequency, which was stolen, and I'm going to explain how it is stolen, and put it in a computer and stored. I can just dial it up and attack you and send whatever frequency I want. And these contractors have learned and took practice, so they know which frequency causes sleep, which frequency makes your body vibrate, which frequency breaks you down, period, which frequency does what. They know they got different frequencies they send in you. Okay, so I hope that explains it. So think of your neural signature as a cell phone number, okay? And that's how these things work. The cell computer multiplexer routes the frequency off of tower, antenna, something in your house is plugged in. Especially with smart meters, it makes it more accurate. If you got an alarm clock plugged in, they can send a frequency through the alarm clock to your specific brain signature. Okay. CIA, DIA contractors are using a fabricated, falsified stream of electromagnetic energy that contains a carrier frequency, specifically tuned to the unique, one-of-a-kind brainwave signature of the mind control victim to interfere with your memory and thought processes. You notice it says what I explained, specifically tuned to the unique, one-of-a-kind, just like fingerprints. Everybody's got unique brain signature. They obtain the brainwave signature by moving close to the victim and entraining his or her brainwave EEG pattern. Now, some of the people's brainwaves are obtained in hospitals, but they don't have to have hospitals to get it. Once you become dependent, or you believe their impulse injections are your own, on the system's output, or they believe your responses to it are consistent, they will begin to fabricate subconscious responses, which they will pretend are indicators of honesty, dishonesty, positive recognition, anxiety, etc., and they will use these to impulse injections to convince you that the fabricated responses are your own. If you're unaware of this constant mental manipulation, the system will begin to shape your thoughts and behavior. They will use this to attempt to restrict your thoughts and behavior by blocking or interfering with your memory and thought process, while these suggestions, injected impulses, or injected impulses, are being provided. The interference is triggered and can be activated at will by the attackers. These remote neural attacks include voice of God weapons, as well as impulse injections designed to make you believe God is speaking with you verbally, intuitively, or by way of thoughts, images, symbols, etc. And this is entirely believable by those who have never heard of or experienced biocommunications technology before. They use scripts based on the haunted house, God, angels, Satan, demons, etc., a lot with mind-control technology. The objective is to create extreme psychological fear and paranoia in the victim, which is necessary for trauma-based mind control to be effective. The main objective is to so traumatize the mind control victim that they can no longer function in society, causing them to physically and psychologically begin to shut down so that the mind control victim will begin to isolate themselves from everything, including family and friends. This is necessary because they must isolate the mind control victim in order to minimize all the external interference, in order to force the trauma-based mind control victim to internalize or internally focus on the neuroprogramming for it to be effective. Mind control neural manipulation and remote neural monitoring works very well when accompanied by, say, dream modulations, induced visions, etc., to make the mind control victim believe God, angels, demons, etc., is speaking to them, such as in the form of a dream or a vision. Of course, for many trauma-based mind control victims, those dreams will become nightmares. Objects in the house will begin to move on their own, which the CIA DOD operatives accomplished by use of a concentration of energy known as synthetic telekinesis. Hot and cold sensations, voices, sounds, images, objects moving on their own are replicated to create a haunted house based on the haunting based on the mind control victim's belief system. If the mind control victim is a Christian, it will be a demon-based hauntings. If he or she's Muslim, it will be jinn-based hauntings, and so on. Although God and Jesus are quite real, these sightings of Virgin Mary, saints, etc. are fabricated and falsified and designed to manipulate the belief systems of the population to subdue or radicalize them. The thoughts, impulses, and memories implanted in the mind control victim are very subtle and subliminal, more so at first, to make the mind control victim believe that God is speaking with them, wanting them to do something or say something, to pitch them unwarily into an action or access sequence which is almost tied to the doctrines of their belief system. Remote neural manipulation is accomplished via their system's ability to interpret your thoughts and is wholly dependent on its ability to predict and influence your reference choices or impulse sequencing during thought composition. The system maps patterns with impulses and identifiers, evoked potentials, and uses statistical data about your composition habits to predict how you will think or act as you begin to formulate thoughts and prepare to act. The system's ability to define and map these references intelligibly depends on your own cooperation or ignorance and the attacker's ability to make sense of what they can see visually or what they can guess past on your past activity. Everything they do is a game of deception and manipulation, nothing more. Do not accept anything they say as truth, and do not acknowledge anything the system interrogates you about as the truth. The system will take random bits of anything it captures through your senses and fabricate mental suggestions, which they will use to harass and interrogate you with no intention other than to distract and torture you into submission to the system influence. So when he's talking about, when it's talking about the brain, it says they obtain the brainwave signature, and so it's not only by sending scripts to your mind. You may hear, they can make you hear family members' voice. I heard my ex-wife's voice. I've heard my sister's voice sometimes. Saying certain stuff, but they can falsify that, and it's not, it's B2K, voice to skull, and they can mimic any voice. They can make you, and if you don't believe me, go look up what happened in the Iraqi war. The war in Iraq. They made these soldiers hear Allah's voice. These soldiers actually thought they were hearing from Allah telling them to put their weapons down. They put them down. And this is documented. And I'll try to get that link. If you don't believe me and want me to prove it, I'll prove it. Just ask for the link. I'll dig it up and find it. So this is going on. And I just thought I would explain how this works. Because it's a perfect explanation. Because people ask me all the time about this and to explain this, and I hope I've done it clearly. So anyway, God bless y'all, and God bless all targeted individuals. Y'all have a blessed